UFC sports. It's in the game.
It is a welterweight matchup between Georges St. Pierre and George Rush St. Pierre. All right, so here he is, a man who needs no introduction. GSP, wildly popular, not just in his native Canada, but around the world. Many people, DC, believe, pound for pound, that Georges St. Pierre might be the greatest UFC fighter of all time.
He is one of the greatest fighters of all time. If there was an MMA Mount Rushmore, Georges St. Pierre would be on everybody's list of top 5 fighters of all time. Just an ability to mix everything together. He was truly the evolution of mixed martial arts, from the wrestling, to striking, to the grappling. He was a guy that did everything and did everything well, and it made the level of mixed martial arts raise because everyone was trying to catch GSP.
And I got good news right next to him on that Mount Rushmore.
Raise that hand! Come on, John! Don't do it.
All right, so here he is, the former 2-division UFC champion, George Rush St. Pierre. He's the most prolific takedown artist on paper in UFC history. Despite not having any amateur wrestling chops to speak of, this is a man who, at least in my mind, turned the MMA takedown into a thing of beauty.
Yes, he did. He made it all look so smooth and so great. But it was the striking of Georges St. Pierre that was so good that made you have to be on awareness the whole time. So as the hands flew up, Georges St. Pierre had the timing that was unmatched at the time in mixed martial arts. One of the first guys that was truly able to do everything. Before we had specialists, and then we had Georges St. Pierre. He truly changed the game.
Our tale of the tape for this welterweight fight. Both fighters identical in age, with the same height and reach. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist, holding a professional record of 26 wins, 2 losses. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 170 pounds. Fighting out of Montreal, Quebec, Canada, George Rush St. Pierre! And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. A mixed martial artist holding a professional record of 26 wins, 2 losses. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 170 pounds. Fighting out of Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the former UFC welterweight champion, and when the action begins, our referee in charge of the Octagon, Dan Mergliata.
Dan Mergliata, your referee.
Are you ready?
All right, so here we are in Las Vegas, Nevada, inside the T-Mobile Arena. This has really become the UFC's home base here in Vegas since 2016, and you competed on that inaugural night, UFC 2. Oh! Oh, he goes with the punch and he lands.
He got it back!
St. Pierre getting worked here from the top. Ground and pound strikes raining down.
He jumps on a headlock. We call this in wrestling just a headlock. And if you're not careful, you can get stuck in an arm triangle. Watch triangle, watch triangle. Needs to push the arm to the side. Get his head against the mat. Now watch as he goes.
Getting tighter. So a quick night at the office for him here tonight. He told us he wanted to be efficient. He didn't want to waste a lot of time. He felt his opponent knew the takedown attempts would be coming, and he got the fight to the ground relatively easily, and his submission skills then took over. Big result for him early in round one tonight. All right, let's take a look back at the replay as he gets it done by submission tonight, champ.
Just watch how slowly he approaches the submission, though. He never rushes. He takes his time, but it's his trickiness. It's his ability to trick people into going to the floor with him that puts them in danger and finishing fights.
So there he is, your winner by submission. That is a finish they will likely be talking about for some time. Big win, major statement made to the rest of this division.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Dan Bergliana has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 24 seconds in the very first round. Declaring the winner by tap out due to an arm triangle choke, George Rush St. Pierre!
Well, the celebration is on in his corner, and hard to blame these guys, sort of waiting to exhale, get a huge win tonight, and not just the win, but they get it by submission.
They knew what they had in front of them. They knew how tough a competitor his opponent was, but they also knew that if they could get this fight to the ground, they could find a submission. They found a submission. He got his hand raised in the way that he loves the most.